Hey guys, what's going on? It is DSG. Welcome to yet another DSG TV. I'm David Siteman Garland. So, interesting thing behind the kind of screen here today, if you will, because something a little interesting happened, a little learning lesson that I want to share with you guys. And this is something that has been huge in my business, and I think it's going to be huge for you as well. And it has to do with this. Seth Godin, a couple months ago when I had him on the show, was talking about how one of the key things is to write like you talk and kind of like talk like you write. But more importantly, he meant really write like you talk. We discussed this. And, this is such an important point because I remember when I started and I was getting started in kind of online business and mediapreneurship, I sort of like talked and acted like the way that I thought I should act, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I had, I was more kind of refined. I was sort of like professional, if you want to put it. I was always wearing like a coat and tie, stuff like that when I started in 2008. And, I realized little by little that just wasn't me. And when my business really took off, when the rise to top really went to the next level, sometimes it is the little things that matter more than sort of the big changes. And one of the things that was quote unquote little was that I just started becoming much more comfortable just being me and not worrying about what other people thought or, what if someone doesn't like me like this or, what if, something happens and like not everyone's going to love, like if I just open up and I'm the way that I normally am in crazy real life. And, something that's important about this, a few different points. Number one is there was once a guy, shall remain nameless, that is kind of big in the internet space. And online, he comes across as a very kind of like genuine, caring, interesting guy. But if you meet him in real life, for lack of a better term, he's not like that at all. He's kind of a jackass, to put it in light terms. And I remember being so disappointed because I felt like there was that disconnect between what he was like online and what he was like in real life. And so something to think about as you're building your mediapreneur business is one of the best compliments that you can receive is someone saying, you know what, you're just like you are on your site, or you're just like you're on your videos. You're not different. You're exactly the same fool that I see doing that stuff. You want to have that same thing kind of online and offline. So case in point, why am I showing you Facebook right here? Why is this? So still years later, okay, let me show you an example being kind of comfortable in your own skin. I posted on Facebook relatively recently, here's a lesson on how to not be a douchesaurus. And I talked about something that someone was doing online. And this lady comments underneath saying, this could have been written in a less offensive manner. Highly suggest taking down douche. Really? Like question mark, exclamation point. So she's basically saying, I should not have said the word douchesaurus in my post, right? So if this was years ago, if this was 2008, I would have probably been like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, oh, goodness gracious. Like, let me take that down so I don't offend anyone. And, oh my God, you're so right. And I would have been maybe not as confident as I am now. And what I said, though, and this got even more likes than the post itself, was I said, I said, Tiffany, I say and type the word douchesaurus probably 18 times a day. If you don't like it, no problemo. Just unlike, as we're definitely not going to get along if that offends you. So, and I wasn't being condescending. I was just being honest with her, saying, listen, if you don't like the way that I talk or write, okay, this is me being me. If you don't like it, no problem. You can head out and, go somewhere else and find other people that you like. That's the beauty of the internet, and that's the beauty of you kind of taking ownership of your personality and the way that you talk. So that's kind of my big tip for the day today is to, become more comfortable with you online and offline being the exact same personality. You don't have to be extra polished. You don't have to be, different online than you are offline, because the greatest compliment you can ever receive from someone is that when they meet you in person at that event, when you're up on stage keynoting or doing something like that, they're like, oh my God, you're just like you are on your site or in your video. So that's my tip today. And I want to hear your comments below. I hope you like these kind of, mix of personal stories with tips and insights. I hope you're enjoying this on DSG TV. And if you want more DSG TV coming right to your inbox, like this, and also interviews, behind the scenes stuff with cool mediapreneurs on Thursdays as well, make sure you enter your email in this email box coming up, thanks to our good friends at Lead Player. See you next time.